Here we have a laminator. It's a Scotch laminator, and one of the laminating parts got rolled up in the roller inside, and so we're going to have to open it up to get the jam out. Because if you're not watching it, it'll just heat up and then roll and roll and roll, and it'll melt itself to the rollers inside, and that could be trouble because then you can't laminate your other things. So alright, so I removed, I believe, the majority of the screws. There's a couple screws down here that I already got off. And I know sometimes underneath these little pads, sometimes they hide screws, but in this case, they don't. And then sometimes under stickers, sometimes they hide screws under stickers, but this looks like that's all. Okay, yeah. So we have a side screw. And all the screws there are the same size, which is nice. Alright, so this is kind of popping off. This is okay. Something's holding it. Okay. Something's holding it back. Is there a hidden screw? No. Has the electrical component. Okay. But you can see the little plastic thing in there that's wrapped up. That's what I need to get out, but I don't know. Huh. Well, I'm gonna unclip. They have the little electrical things here. We can just unclip it, maybe. Ah, there we go. Interesting. So in here we have a little fuse, probably a MOSFET, capacitor, transistor, capacitor, and then it has the little buttons underneath that. So these are the mechanics of it. You have a little temperature sensor right here, and then I think last time I had to actually disconnect the actual rotor. I'm going to plug it in and see if we can get it to spin. No. Because we would have to connect that on there. So I guess the best way to do this is take the whole thing apart. Can we do that? Yes, we can. 2 screws on the left, that are holding down the power cable. So we're going to remove that. And there we go. Looking good. This side has some gears and such. To get at that, there's a screw on the end. Let me just unscrew that there. Because the rollers are actually pretty close together. And then I'll have this plastic bracket, I think. Yeah. They can slide off. And then when we slide off that one side, see these rollers? The rollers have come apart. Let me see here. Yes, been fused together. We do have a couple screws here. At the end of the motor, and that will just enable us to take that roller out. Okay, and I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if I can. So I remove that. I don't know if this gear can slide off. I think not. Oh, it can. And it has the heating element underneath it. So I just slid that gear right off, if you can see. Like, I was just seeing if I could slide it right off here. This turning wheel's not good here. I'm just going to use a razor blade and cut down it. I wanted to get one piece so that I can get my fingers and then just kind of peel it out and up. Yeah, it's better to take things apart than throwing it away, right? And you can't go wrong. Like, the worst case scenario is you break it and it never works again. And then you're at the same position you were before. So, why not just give it a try? try to just pull. Ah, that's better. That worked. Ah. There we go. Jammed roller. And then we'll just rip that off. Yep, should come right off. Okay, there's the ruler. Nice. So, the advantage of taking the thing apart is then you know how it works, right? The heating element is on the bottom one and top, and it heats up this aluminum thing. And this is the roller, and now it can easily spin without that thing on it. Now we're going to put it back together. Okay, good. Then we have a worm gear, not a worm gear, just a gear. And it has a little bevel on one side, so you have to get it going the right way. I'm gonna just unscrew this whole thing just to get it. Rotate it. Put it on. Okay, there we go. Got one side on. Yeah, it's been raining these past few days. Storming. We haven't had much rain in Canada, and we had these like forest fires out in Quebec. But now we have lots of rain, so it's funny how the weather goes. Yeah. One place is really dry, one place is really wet. Okay. Nice. Let's re-screw this. Okay. This doesn't have too many screws, so you don't really have to worry about like sorting them. You kind of just go from memory. Okay, there we go. Beauty. And then we have to that one end one right here just to keep those rollers, the plastic, from separating. I will put that right here. Screw that in. And then time to reconnect everything. And that's why I record, actually, so that if you really go into a fix, you can actually go back in the video and then just see kind of how things were done, right? especially if you're like doing cell phones or computers or whatnot. Believe it or not, things have become more simple in terms of like mechanical devices, because if you look at the old disc changers and stuff, or even the old VHS, much more complicated. These days you open up something that's just like only 2 parts, and that's why they kind of, many people throw stuff away instead of repairing, which is unfortunate, because often, 99% of the time, it's not a hard fix, and that 10%, those are the hard, that's the hard repairs, and then that takes 99% of your time, and there's not too many people that do this stuff anymore. Here's a trick, is how to get this off. I have to get this plug back in. Can't really see it, but I'm just gonna put my finger in there. There we go, clipped in. Clip it. That's a little release knob. Don't forget that. Now get the screws back to hold it together. I like devices that have screws. I don't like the well, the clipless stuff is easier to open and stuff. And I guess maybe it's cheaper to manufacture, you save on the metal, but I don't like clipless TVs and stuff. Well, maybe I do, I don't know. Easy to open, is that the key? But I feel it's more stable if it has physical screws. Some things. Screw there. Screw there. I think. There's some screws I'm missing. Don't know where they go. These small screws go in here. Alright, there we go. So this is Scotch Limited, and you can actually see the model number right there. It's TL902-c, and we'll just take a photo of that. Alright, let's see if it turns on, right? Moment of truth. Press the little power button. There you go. You can see the lights are going on. You can feel the motor go. Release knobs going. Wonderful. So that's how to fix your laminator if it ever gets jammed. You just have to take it apart to look at the rollers inside. Okay.
Thanks for watching this video. Hope it helped out. If you enjoy electronics or want to learn about how to fix electronics, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.